colleagues, we are going to continue the working day in the UCMC, and the topic of the next press conference, the benevolent exhibition of the Ukrainian and French artists to help during the wartime. We have Oleksandr Mamatov. Oleksandr is going to join us through the professional trade union from the military servicemen. Serhiy Kibnovksyi, the artist, you have the floor. Good morning. I represent here the organization of the All-Ukrainian organization of the war of the war invalids and the disabled persons who suffered as a result of the war aggression. We actually we thought, and our idea was to create some kind of the assistance, how could, in the best possible way, to help our soldiers and the servicemen through the creative work of the people, through the art, or via the art which can help our servicemen, our soldiers, our armed forces, and all the veterans of ATO and the war and other combat activities. Just for the sake of example, we organized recently the exhibition which is displayed in Kiev. They address the Bogdan Khmelnytsky Street near the metro Teatralny station, underground, station. So I highly recommend to all of you to visit this exhibition, which actually displays the work art of the Ukrainian artists, the winners of the Shevchenko Award, the new young artists, famous architects. I can give you just the whole list of those guys. Among those, Valery Frenchuk, Viktor Korolchuk, Viktor Shatalin, Ashatz Kogan, among the young one, Oleksandr Belый, Serhiy Kibnovksyi, and also other artists also sent in their canvases or their pictures. Our former citizens from France, Daniel Vernigor, Nikita Manokhin, among them. This exhibition is really very, very interesting, and the working hours, it's going to be on display from 16th to the 11th of July. On July the 12th, we are going to arrange the auction. And those who actually would like to buy some of the canvases or pictures, they can do that. So we invite everybody who are interested in that, all the collectionists, because we really we have very interesting creations in the surrealism genre, and also the canvases of those people who are no longer with us and whose canvases and pictures are highly valued. All the money we are going to receive as a result of this auction will be used to help the ATO fighters, the war veterans who actually very often approach our foundation. For example, we are going to have the target-oriented assistance rate. I would like to tell you just about one person, First Lieutenant Konstantin Kosich, 72nd Brigade, who now resides in Bucha, near Kiev. Of Kiev. We are talking about 72nd Brigade. After the shelling, only 15 soldiers survived. And when they were out of the ammunition or the food supplies, they were forced to retreat. And when they were crossing the borderline, they were actually taken prisoners. So, well, later there were there was some kind of ransom-like release. Actually, he was shell-shocked and he was wounded, and now he requires to rehabilitate and need some special treatment. He had a very severe fracture of the hand, and in order to provide him a special surgical plate to connect the bones, it's rather an expensive luxury, you know. And yeah, I hope that those who can hear us, even not oligarchs, not the very rich people, just please come and just please give us your support and just participate in the exhibition. You can see how the auctions are going to be arranged in this country. You know, and I believe that any aid, any support on your part, big or small, and I really would be very useful. And whatever picture canvas you like, and this will mean. This will spell actually that specific aid be given to specific persons who badly need this aid and assistance. We do hope that our fighters, our soldiers will survive this time and will be so that could be in a new European country, actively participate in our life. Thank you. We've been joined by Oleksandr Partner. You have the floor. Good morning. This press conference is meant to as a kind of fundraising function to get the money which can be used to help our wounded persons who were wounded during the A2 operation and their members of their families. You know, today everybody is preparing for. Yeah, I mean, they set up different unions, ATO unions. We did the same, which unites the guys from Donetsk and Lugansk area who moved here. You know, our people, we are used to get from the plowland to the combat arena, combat field, and after combat field, return to plowland. You know, we are talking about some kind of we are talking about the love which lives in our hearts and souls, and we actually carry that love in our hearts and souls. For example, for almost 50 years, if we given my personal example, owing to our creative or artists and artistic figures. Actually, the first Ukrainian war, which we call it, that was won by the volunteers and the children and the elder generation who have been helping all this time continue to help us. And we do understand until the big shots or oligarchs do not disappear from our land, the war will continue. Well, I would like to say that this is the soul which is reflected in our pictures. You should not forget about that. This kind of rehabilitation for those guys who are coming back from the front line. Just it's a beauty to be able to open the soul of this another person. The first objective, in my opinion, that the artists and the and craftsmen, and they say that usually the recognition comes after the death of the artist. Usually, my objective was to bring our artists, our craftsmen to the international level, but that there are always red tape and bureaucracies in the way. And those artists actually maybe can open the souls of the whole international community. This is my first objective. The second objective, our artists, they are very good guys. They help a lot us, and we have an agreement with them that all the at least 50% of the money which we are going to get from, as a result of the auctions will be used in order to help those people who badly need this assistance and this aid. I believe this is only right thing to do in a very humane way. Thank you, Oleksandr. Thank you, Serhiy. I have several questions to you on clarification. Once again, Serhiy mentioned that we have this exhibition since 6 all the way to 11th, from 11 a.m. until 1800, 6 p.m. This is actually this free of charge. You can visit this museum free. And then on the 12th, when we are going to have the auction, if you like this or another picture work of art, you can purchase that. How many actual picture canvases are going to be exhibited or displayed during this exhibition? We have 122 pictures and canvases, I would say. Out of that number, approximately, I mean, we're talking about the artists. About 10 artists are actually deceased already. We are talking about those artists who are on the list of the top 50 artists. Also, there are pictures which have been given by rather talented and gifted artists, Billy Shapovalov, Svetlana, and Konstantin. We really wish that our society could see new talented and gifted persons and actually assess their work accordingly. You're going to display the pictures and the canvases of Ukrainian and French artists. Could you give me a more specific figure of the number of the French artists' works? And how actually, what about this idea to cooperate with your French colleagues? We are going to display 10 pictures of by Danielle Vernigor. Danielle, she actually sent in her pictures. She does understand what kind of situation we're living through in Ukraine, and she tries to help us with the particle or the part of her own soul and heart and soul. All the artists who make those pictures and who paint those pictures, they put into those pictures part of their souls, in hearts and souls, and their world outlook. The matter is that it's no secret that the world over, there is a small percentage of the people who strive for freedom in all countries of the world, not only in Ukraine. And there are a lot of people who are really have pure and clean hearts and souls. Our partners, our colleagues, our comrades at arms, even sometimes, those people who bring to the front line, and there are a lot of patriotic-minded people who help us a lot, both physically and, let's say, and spiritually. And once I took one of the Frenchmen to the airport. He was stunned, actually, and this has to be conveyed, this message. We understand that we lost this media war a long time ago, but, we have to do something. Each drop can actually ruin any kind of stone if it's constant reaping. So we have to do something gradual, slowly, and owing to our French colleagues and friends who realistically provide their real assistance, and also from Canada, from the United States, from European countries. Unfortunately, there are only few people like that. I repeat myself that the first Ukraine war, as we call it, was won by the volunteers. But, nothing special. We are going to overcome these difficulties and this barrier. Thank you. Just clarification about the French. So out of 122 pictures, you are going to have the 10 by the French artist. She's the only French artist who is going to represent it at this exhibition, but we have an agreement that we are going to have such exhibitions more often, and we are going to display more artists from different countries. We are planning to have the pictures by the Polish, Israeli, maybe German artists, etc. We are working on that now. Clear, one more clarification regarding this kind of scheme. So on July 6 through 11, the exhibition will be on display. On the 12th, you're going to have the auction, so anybody can come there. Speaking about the auction, what about this? The initial bet? Some of the valuable pictures of people's artists, for example, the initial price would be 2,000, 3,000 US dollars. But there are, of course, much cheaper pictures, so I mean, which anybody can afford to buy in hryvnias. So there's small secret. The initial price could be 1 hryvnia even. Maybe one would be lucky to buy a picture for 10 hryvnia, which could be then sold in the future for $1 million. So all the money will become part of this benevolent foundation or fund, and they will be used for a specific purpose. The chairman and the board of this foundation will decide how they're going to where they're going to channel those money. I mean, every day we are approached by one or two persons who badly need our assistance, who are really wounded, for example. And our chairman is now in the gray zone. The gray zone, it is the zone which doesn't belong neither to the Russian-minded, Russia-minded people, nor the Ukrainian-minded people. This is the zone when the maimed or the disabled persons who remain there, they cannot actually leave that area. Maybe we can help them to leave those territories, maybe can provide them with the medical assistance. Thank you. If there are no more questions, we are going to finish our press conference. Thank you very much, and I would like your endeavors. We are venceremos.